Some call it weed, and some folks call it dope. I just call it the brand I smoke.
Your first name, first we put name on tape, Nick, N-I-C-K?
Yes, sir.
Last name spelled?
R-A-I-N-E-S.
And your title is?
I'm the president of the Missouri Cannabis Restoration and Protection.
And we getting audio okay?
Yeah.
So it seems to me that Dell fits into, the story is more about, I mean, it's about Dell, but even wider than that. He's agreed to be your cause. How important is he? Who does he represent out there?
He represents everybody that's been persecuted by a non-toxic plant. This man is 78 years old, has given his life to his country, and now on his deathbed, he's being persecuted.
And your group is what? What do you foresee for Missouri? What's the whole? Why is Dell here? Why are you?
We have a total legalization initiative here in the state of Missouri. The Missouri Cannabis Restoration and Protection Act 2016-012. We've been approved by the Secretary of State to collect signatures. We need 167,000 signatures to get total legalization on the ballot.
And how are you doing?
We're doing pretty well. We're about halfway there.
And when do you have to have the signatures in?
March.
So let me ask you this. You've got another group out there saying they're for legalization, but only for medical reasons.
They support
How
prohibition.
how could that affect you? Because the voters out there,
And
you think it'll
we welcome any competing bills only because we truly believe Missouri will flourish with total legalization.
But they're not for total. They're for,
No, they're for prohibition.
Right, they're for just medical.
Yeah.
So could that confuse the voters out there? You know how voters are not that well.
It very well could. It very well could. But we hope our education tours kind of draws the line of where we're at.
And I've only read, I didn't do any polling myself, but one polling shows that yes, Missourians are favored, I believe, medical passage, but not full like you. Does that concern you, or do you think you'll convince? What's your plan here?
We plan just to bring our message of the truth. Cannabis is a non-toxic, neuroprotective plant. Everybody should be able to have this.
And why would it be good for Missouri? Tell me some of those things about the farmers.
Well, our initiative ensures that no new taxes on farmers happen. Between textiles, hemp farming, there's $1 trillion hemp industry that we as Americans import $1 trillion a year from places like Mexico and China.
So how would it be different than Colorado or Colorado?
We have no plant limits. With my initiative, we have no plant limits. Farmers can plant as much as they want. We can get as much into this $1 trillion industry as we can. We also realize that cannabis sucks toxins out of the earth and stores them in the plant. We have over 30 Superfund sites right here in Missouri that basically we can just plant a plant and clean. We could be the first generation to hand our children clean land.
And for years we've been told by people who, science protectors, law enforcement, that this just opens the door. It's a gateway drug to very vicious drugs and addictive drugs. What do you say?
You can abuse anything on this planet, but the quality and the quality of life this offers patients, I think it's just ludicrous to even talk about.
I understand for medical, but why should we have it for recreation?
We believe there is no difference between medicinal and recreational. Just because somebody wants to classify it as recreational or medicinal, it's all medicinal. Every user is going to get some form of medicinal benefits from using it. So just because they're uneducated and don't realize they're getting the medicinal benefits doesn't mean they're not.
But once again, the guy from Springfield, Brad, I might be fair using the word confusing the voters. That you've got a job here to straighten them out.
Yeah. He wants taxation. He wants a heavy 75% tax. We don't believe Missourians, farmers, anybody should be taxed like that. He wants to tax medical patients 75%.
Will there be any tax in yours?
Yes. Our initiative keeps local and state taxes. So whatever you pay at the grocery store or your food, whatever, that's what you're going to pay.
And we'll be able to purchase it.
No patient taxes.
We'll be able to purchase it anywhere.
Yes.
Like Schnucks or...
Yep.
What they want to carry.
Yeah, if that company decides to.
Age limit, 21?
No, we have no age limit. We believe that,
A 5-year-old?
well, that's where we're going to rely on our communities to be better. We know that we would hope that none of our community members would sell it. But if they want to, they can.
No age limit.
No age limit.
You really think this is going to pass in this conservative state?
I do, because once you see babies like Baby Autumn who have, repetitive seizures, they don't need to jump through hoops to get their medicine. We can pull a child out of a seizure within 3 minutes with cannabis. We're proving it in Colorado every day.
Just that? Oh. You all got any questions on hogging?
Yes, I do. The Democratic candidate against Vicky Hartzer was in favor of cannabis legalization. Do you know which of the two proposals he supported? Did he support your organization?
I haven't heard from him.
Okay.
So apparently it wasn't me. We welcome any questions. Anybody wants to talk about what we're doing, we beg them to call us, email us, get on Facebook, facebook.com/real-legalization. We're bringing it to Missouri.
You brought up the issue of no age limits. We have age limits for tobacco, age limits for alcohol. Do you support those age limits?
Alcohol and tobacco are toxic.
I don't
It
understand.
can hurt you. Cannabis can't hurt you. Our body actually accepts cannabis as food. That's why it lasts so long in your system. It gets stored in your fat cells just like food does.
I mean, you've got a very liberal look at cannabis here.
Our body's treated as food, shouldn't we?
I'm just saying, when parents hear that if a 5-year-old wants to use cannabis, it's fine with you.
It's not fine. I don't think so.
But
I think
I mean,
it should
you're-
be up to the parent. If the parent thinks their child will benefit, like raw cannabis juicing, will make our children twice as strong, twice as fast, with no effects of the high. You don't get the high until you eat it. So raw cannabis juicing is better than any vitamins you could ever give your child.
I'm not a political expert. What you're saying is that you know how the world is.
I do. And that's where education is. We've got to talk about
So are you saying you're
Everything all right?
okay with, say, somebody having
Sit down if you want.
smoked a joint and then driving a car?
Everybody has different levels. There's been hundreds of studies where cannabis affects driving. Hundreds of studies that say cannabis really doesn't affect. I'm not a scientist. I don't think anybody should be intoxicated to drive anything.
There's different ways to obviously ingest cannabis. Do you support smoking? Do you support brownies? Do you support juices? Any
I truly support the juice. That raw cannabis juice is going to be the future of America.
But you're saying that it's okay to smoke cannabis, but it's not okay to smoke cigarettes until you're 18, 21.
I don't think cigarettes and alcohol anybody should. They're toxic. They hurt you.
Okay.
Cannabis can't hurt you. Won't hurt your liver. Won't hurt your kidneys. Your body treats it as food.
So even smoking is okay as opposed to other forms of ingestion that there's more medical studies on.
I think there's better ways to do it. Yes. Vaporizing, edibles. Yes, I believe that there's better ways. But nobody should be persecuted over a plant and how they deem to use it.
This Dell?
Yeah, this is double.
I want you to
Matthew.
see, because I know you're not feeling well. I talked to you on the phone. Can we talk to Dell real quick before you do your... Can I borrow the mic?
Go green!
Kristen. Will you use your pot to boil your beans with the side of Acapulco gold, or is that collard greens? Cough to get off, ain't that what they say? Don't matter to me.
You were in the Korean War. During the Korean War. Right. You're a veteran, then, right? Oh, yeah. Were you in the Army or the Army? Can you do me a favor? I'm going to just put this on your coat here. Is that okay? Yeah. Tell me when you're ready. Do you go by Dell, or you go by your full name, or D-E-L-L?
Yes.
And your last name again is?
McKinnon,
M-C.
K-I-N-N-O-N.
And you have leukemia, and you used marijuana, and the cops came by your house for a reason.
Yeah, they said it's a bad.
And then you got to talking to them, and you told them,
They asked me, I didn't ask them, they asked me if I smoked marijuana, and I said yes. They said, well, we smell it.
and why were you smoking it? Was it recreational for your medical, or did it make you?
Oh, I get a little dizzy sometimes when I'm smoking like this. I get dizzy.
For your leukemia then?
Right.
And then they charged you a year and a half later.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that?
I didn't know what to think about it. I'll be honest.
Well, it's a felony, I understand.
Yeah.
Do you think that's fair or not, or what's your thoughts on
I
that?
don't think it's fair. There's a lot of people need help. They get help to people on board, and it helps me.
So you stand on legalizing marijuana. Tell me where you stand. Just medical, or for everyone, or what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I'd have to say medical. That's what I use it for. It makes me feel better.
Now,
It makes me eat. I'm losing it. I used to weigh 200 pounds.
it helps you to eat and keep down food, or
Right.
get a hunger.
Helps me eat. I don't even eat if I don't do something sometimes. You know, I don't want to eat for 2 or 3 days.
Does it help with the pharmaceutical side effects?
I don't know. When I do it, it just feels better. You know?
You just feel better. Now, this group wants that's here to support you today, wants total legalization, meaning even if I'm sick or not, I can use it if I want. Do you not support that, or just the medical?
Well,
What's
if it don't hurt anybody, I don't care what you do.
So you support them too?
Yeah.
Because you're kind of working together here. You're both on the same cause.
And everything's right. Right. Same cause. Just didn't work so.
So where do you stand in court now? When is this coming up?
Well, I don't know. I got a lawyer that I haven't talked to him.
Are you gonna fight it, or are you?
He's taking it all the way. Taking it all the way.
All I can do is
Put his life in the hands of the good people across.
So you feel like you've been mistreated, or I'm putting words in your mouth, or how do you feel about this whole thing? The legal-
well, I really didn't want to talk about this.
Okay.
But there's lots of stuff out there they can be after killing people that does a little bit of smoke.
Crimes with victims.
They need to be after a lot of other stuff and not too much that.
This is my
It
last.
ain't killing nobody. I've lost 20 friends in the last year from doing that other stuff that people doing it, you know.
This is my last question. So you know about other people who have ill health out there that benefit, or you've read about it, from marijuana. Is that, do you think they save lives? Is that your feeling? What's your feeling about legalizing this?
I think it ought to been done 30 years ago.
Jill, I'm sorry.
I'd like to follow up. You mentioned 30 years ago. In 1990, December 1990, the state troopers did stop you with cannabis in your vehicle at the time. You've been smoking this or using it some other way for some time. You do support recreational use, not just medical, because in the past you didn't have a medical concern. Am I correct on that?
Right. I don't have a medical. I just did it on my own, you know. Because they ain't going to let me have it anyway, you know.
Well, we're going to change all that. We're here to change that.
The amount of marijuana that you were discovered with was like 62 grams, I believe.
I don't think I had that much. I'll be
62.03
honest with you, they can
according
say
to this.
anything they want, but I don't think I had that
He didn't know.
That's
how much he had.
more than 30, I forget what it is, but 35 is what makes it a felony rather than a
There's also
misdemeanor.
prosecutorial discretion. He didn't have to charge him with that. I mean, he chose to. And that's kind of why we're here today. You know, why would he charge a dying man with a felony? That's a life sentence.
Well, now, I talked to Prosecutor Kevin Hillman yesterday, and I asked him the very question that you're asking me. And Mr. Hillman said that this is a question for the legislature, and it's his job to prosecute cases, no matter who did it or how much is involved. So, what are your thoughts on that?
He has no compassion.
Sounds like we need to have a new
A new prosecutor. I mean, this is all about compassion. You know, this man is dying. This is a community member of his, and this is how he heals himself. Who is Mr. Hillman to say, you know, he can't choose a safer choice in medicine? That's ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Anyway, we're going to get back to this little speech here.
Can I get the mic off you, Sarah, real quick?
Can you have him spell his name one more time for me? Rocky.
Oh, your name, sir, again is?
Sell it.
Delbert McKinnon.
DELBERT-MC.
ELP. I have German doctors.
Spell your last name for me again? Okay, thank you. And then just run that up there again. Sorry, I'll hold
Here,
it.
take.
I'm sorry. We're not, if we don't hear you. I'll tell you my Pope story one time. I was covering the Pope.
I'm not here at your
Pope's
back.
bottom line, if it's not on TV, you didn't understand the MU though. Here's your glass.
Here, would you like me to hold your glasses, Nick?
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
I don't think his me They're weak.
All right. Get the sound. Y'all ready? I would like to thank everyone for spending the lunch hour with us today in this amazing city, Crocker, Missouri, in Pulaski County. I came down to plead with elected officials to show mercy on a dying member of their community. I was told a 78-year-old Korean War era veteran that has met Elvis was charged with a felony for the possession of 62 grams of cannabis he was smoking in his own home to battle the effects of the pharmaceuticals he has been prescribed for his terminal diagnosis of the devastating illness leukemia, a cancer of blood-forming tissues hindering the body's ability to fight infection. My name is Nicholas Raines, the president of Missouri Cannabis Restoration and Protection Act 2016, Lucky 013. If ever the time for compassion for a nonviolent crime, this is it. We understand laws against cannabis are in place. We call on Pulaski County Prosecutor Kevin Hillman to show Mr. Delbert Dell Mack McKinnon compassion. Fines and probation fees take away his funds for crucial medication he relies on for his life, not to mention food on his table. We understand the law of a community has been broken, but what we hope this action brings is the very first compassionate result in Missouri. We understand the city taxpayers are the real victim in the charging of Mr. McKinnon a year and a half later. After the incident, Mr. McKinnon has asked us to relay his deepest regrets to every citizen of Crocker for using their hard-earned tax-paying dollars to prosecute him. He also understands the statutes in which he is being charged under. He wants everyone to understand he wishes there was a medication that has been prescribed to give him the relief from his nausea and lack of ability to eat to keep his weight up to battle this illness. Although he wants the good people of Crocker to understand, cannabis allows him to function on his own at 78 years of age with the illness leukemia. He also plans to take his argument to court. No deal will be made. This hero intends to take his case to a jury of his peers and explain his current situation. He has already lived longer than they told him he would. He figures if he can show a jury of his peers his trials and tribulations, these good people of Crocker will understand. Will a jury follow the letter of the law like Police Chief Chris Twitchell of Crocker, Missouri tells me he will advise his officers to follow? The MCRPA believes the people of Crocker, Missouri will not convict. We plan on providing a plethora of documents of scientific evidence regarding the benefits cannabis provides to leukemia patients. This is Missouri's chance to understand and realize with the major spike in violent crimes in Crocker, Missouri, the money being spent on prosecuting Mr. McKinnon would go far to resolve crimes with victims in it. While we are sitting here debating whether a terminal man should be facing a felony charge of possession of having a plant, a person that has been victimized is not receiving justice and their peace of mind is being let down. These are facts. We beg Mr. Hillman to drop all charges and show the people of Crocker their tax dollars count. No one wants to persecute a dying man. At least we hope no one would want to add despair on a dying man. We wish everyone a safe journey home and feel very blessed to be able to build stronger communities, no matter how big or how small it is. We ask all of Crocker's voting community to call, send letters, emails, or respond however they see fit to show their compassion for this dying community member. We urge all citizens to research their rights and abilities to overturn unjust convictions through jury nullifications such as those being lobbied against Mr. McKinnon. Thank you for your time, and everyone have a safe trip home. Thank you. Is there any questions?
Well, we did that first.
Yeah. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Mr. McKinnon, your lawyer is Jim Thomas, if I understand correctly. I noticed he's not here today. Did he give you advice on whether or not to hold the press conference, or does he know you're doing this?
I don't know what he knows.
You know,
Thank you.
Well, some kinds of smokes will make you choke. Some might even make you wanna croak. Some call it weed, and some folks call it dope. I just call it the brand I smoke. Well, you use your pot to boil your beans with the side of Acapulco gold, or is that collard greens? Cough to get off, ain't that what they say? Don't matter to me if you puff a little every day. I'm gonna sing. Hey, look, those guys are broke. They have to share their smoke.
Marijuana is the only thing that kept me from blowing my brain.
Right.
Many a time. It's like 1-2 hits off of it and the wall
It brings it
just
down.
drops.
It brings it
It's like,
down.
I can breathe again.
Can't sign your
Until
own.
somebody tries to actually
And you saw how protective I
they don't
am.
understand.
So the reason why I think this would be good because it would help me in the long run, because if you think about how many prescription medicines you take every day, you know, for me, plus. They say that my medicine is $34,000 a month.
A month, yeah.
Okay, my 2 shots a month just for my Crohn's are 6 grams. Okay, could you imagine what all that medicine is doing to the inside of your stomach?
Oh yeah, I do.
You know,
Your kidneys, your liver, your heart.
There's days I can't eat. There's days I can't get up. There's days that I'm sick so bad that I have to be hospitalized. And I feel like that marijuana would be the thing
The
to fix it.
safest alternative medicine.
You know,
Yeah.
side effects from your medicines.
Yes.
There's several side effects.
I bet.
But I just wanted to say what I wanted to say, so you know I could let everyone know, because Crohn's there's no cure. It's just like cancer. You know, people don't ask for cancer. I didn't ask for Crohn's.
Nobody asked for Crohn's.
You know, and
I've never
I
heard
hate it.
anybody ask.
And
Nobody asks for the disease that
Yeah,
they get.
yeah.
No, and they just want to keep putting you on one medicine, and if that medicine
They
don't
keep
work, they
coming
want
out.
to put you on another.
And it's a vicious cycle. I mean,
Yes,
just to be able to smoke a joint, go to bed, and actually sleep.
Oh, are you so serious? Okay.
I can't.
Oh, my goodness.
How you doing, man? Nick Rains.
Speaking of the
Tony White. Nice to meet you,
I
Tony.
just
prayers.
Thanks for coming out, man.
appreciate it.
Can I use your voice but not your picture?
Absolutely.
I noticed none of our news
I just want to say one thing.
Awesome.
Thank you all. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome. Thank you. I just want to say how I feel, because I'm not a veteran, but I
do drug roundups.
Yeah, and I know how it is. And I think that this should be not just for me, for other people who've got Crohn's.
I've heard
They
so
cut me
cancer
clean off my
and all that
medication,
other
want me to
stuff.
drive all the way to
I have
Columbia
my
to
Isn't
make
as
the
bad.
pain for me. I gotta drive for 3 days in order to get Percocet, which I don't want to take any of that.
I know,
crap.
right? But you have to, because
I gotta go up there and get physical therapy 3 days a week just to ride up there and back.
oh, I bet.
So I'm like, you know, I'll do without.
Sorry, I'm not trying. My husband's
Why
worried
make
about
myself
me.
feel worse than what I normally do without it? You know?
Exactly. Why go through that pain?
I don't want me to have a third back surgery and have that much in my neck and back confused. I'm like,
Cannabis
you
oil.
screwed my whole lower back up.
Let me attempt the non-toxic medicine first. Let me try. You know, and that's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the ability to use a non-toxic medicine.
I have a 20-year-old case of fibromyalgia I treated.
See? There you go. There you
I
go.
can't afford $17 a pill 3 times a day.
No,
I've
who
been suffering
can?
Right, who
with
can?
post-traumatic stress disorder since 1976.